Here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our American Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Team Virtus Pro. It is Astrea. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Talon Esports, going for a 12 pool. Oh my god, calm down, Poppy. we just want to embrace you. It is Dark. Let's go. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets very quickly if you want to get your gamma going and earn some channel points in the chat. Best of luck, as predictions are open for a couple of minutes for who you think advances onto the grand finals. Predictions. But it is going to be a 12 pool, not just a 12 pool, but we are going for a drone across the map. The goal here is to go for a proxy hatchery at the natural. We can either use the proxy hatchery to try to block off the wall, or to get behind the base, behind the wall, and block that natural. Probe Scout does confirm. So big scout here by Astrea. He's fully aware of the 12 pool. Probe does advance on. The probe is in position. Second pylon gets thrown down, and oh my god, we do deny that drone for the time being. Hatchery's on the way. Hatchery is denied. Up. We can see Dark trying to throw it down. Alas, is denied here. Astrea does pull down a second probe, but with a hatchery has begun. Boys have to be pulled. Yeah, we have to pull the boys. Hatchery is on the way. Zealot's being croned as we speak. Lings are flooding across the map. And can a Dark break through this? Can we get this up and running here? As this hatchery is going to be cancelled. We do deny quite some mining time, and back at home, we're expanding. We're not all in. Dark is not all in. He's attempting to expand. The pylon block will deny the expansion. Aye. We get the pylon block here at the natural. Massive move here from Astrea. Hatchery gets thrown down once again. Let's go. Back up. Oh no, we get surrounded. Backup island's on the way, but alas, we do get surrounded. The first zealot. Thankfully, a second zealot does pop out just in time. Whew. We don't get punished. The surround does not complete. Astrea's holding. Astrea is holding on. Yeah, force take the unnatural, really rough expansion for Dark. Oh, there we go. There we go. We get our base up and running. Dark attempting to take his natural base, attempting to eventually drone out of this. Is setting up more links across the map, but from here we should be droning. Dark should be droning from here, as he will pick off the pylon, maybe even get the zealots. The surround. Oh my god. Pylon goes down, and we do collapse on top of the zealots. Very nice pick off. Zealot does fall, and back at home, as we mentioned, we're droning. We're double expanding. We're droning up again. This was not an all-in. This was a way to cause some chaos and to wreak havoc. Delay the expansion. No natural base here for Astrea. Dark, he does not allow the hatchery to finish. Will back off. Whew. And yeah, this is just a really chaotic situation. No gases for Dark, so no link speed, no roaches. Again, we're just focusing on droning up, and now the ball is in Astrea's court. What I mean by that, Astrea now has map control, and now we can threaten mineral lines, we can threaten the drones. With our adepts, we could try to outposition Dark, but only one adept for the time being. Stargate now on the way, but everything for Astrea is so late. It's all so delayed. Dark is getting away with this. Okay, we do have two adepts. Two adepts can one-shot workers. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential here to wreak havoc and to get some economic damage done. We can threaten a shade. Oh, we do commit. Forcing out a spore. So far, no drone kills yet. Not yet, but we're getting there. Are getting there. Likewise, we shade into the main base, but Lings are in position. Two drones go down for two adepts. We do get a third drone. Okay, three drones for two adepts. A better trade for Astrea, slightly. It's okay. Likewise, we shade into the natural once again, getting another drone. Just the one. Force the recall. The recall doesn't complete. Oof. Trading 4 adepts for 4 drones, not ideal. I mean, the drone count is still low for Dark, so every worker kill counts. But not the ideal trades that we were hoping for. Astrea now getting into Oracle harass. First Oracle's moving out. Queen's getting in position. Queen getting in position. Our Queen count is quite low. We have 3 queens between 3 bases. 4 queens even. 2 with the natural. Oracle is forced back. Oracle is going to be forced back. Does rotate over towards the 3rd base. Not quite committing. As it looks like Dark A is going to be able to keep up. The Oracles, they don't get much done. There's a spore in the main. We get 1, we get maybe 2, oh, 3. Okay, 3 drones, not bad. 3 extra worker kills. As Dark is just focusing on saturating. Still no gases, by the way. Still 0 gases for Dark, so it's just purely droning here for Dark. Purely droning up. Meanwhile, Astrea getting into his 3rd. 3rd base is getting up and running. Phoenix to shut down these overlords. Do appreciate it. Twilight Council follow-up with the Forge should be +1 and Blink. I do want to give the edge to Astrea, just because Astrea is going to be the first to get into his tech and to get map control. What he does with it, we'll see. It's still a little bit early to tell. Like, this has just been a really shaky start to the game for both players. Oh! Oh my god. The stasis does not finish. Barely does not complete. Oracle rotating around. Unable to break through. Not Blink. We're going into +1 and charge. Okay, you have my attention. Getting into charge instead. That does give us an earlier charge timing. Likewise, working towards Archon production and Immortals. Building up a Death Wall of Army. Stasis Trap here at the natural. Catches 2. Stasis in the main. Catches 4. 6 drones. Not bad. 4 in the main, 2 in the natural. Does add up. Astrea getting damage done, abusing the fact that Dark's queen count was low because of the build, because of the early game. Likewise, Dark double expanding, getting a 4th and a 5th. We're still trying to get into the mid game. Both players are. Link speed finally on the way. Do we even have a lair? Lair, it's in production as well. Again, it's just been a really awkward game. But we're stabilizing. But Astrea is going to be the first to hit his stride. Will be the first. Prisms on the way. Additional Archons. Archons have been scattered. Big moment here for Dark. Is where he has to double down on additional Roaches. Getting into his Roach production. It's going to be the 4th base now on the way. Dark had a link to spot. 2nd rover for double Immortal production. We're building up. And we'll see how this all comes together. Another stasis into the main. Ooh, we'll catch 3 more drones. Again, very nice harassment here from Astrea. Still has another Oracle. Oh my god, we caught the mineral line! I missed it, but a massive connection here at the natural. Ay, ay, ay. And here comes the push. We do catch out the Roaches. Roach speed not quite done. And Darky's committed. We do have the Lurker Den on Nidus Worm is on the way. Station as well. Dark building up. Getting up to 4 base saturation. He's pushing. Dark sending everything across the map. We have Lings, we have Roaches, we have Queens. All being sent out. Pulling back. Okay. A lot of posturing here from Dark, and I was curious what was going to be done with the infestation pit. It's going to be for Swarm Host. Considering how low economy Dark is and how chaotic this game has been, I like the idea of Swarm Host just because they can be really efficient. Likewise, we spoke about this earlier today. If you do scout Archons, you're aware it's Charge Archon, you're aware it's an immobile army. It's ideal to go Lurkers. This is typically the standard timing that we see Lurkers. Sorry, that we see Swarm Hosts. What I meant to say. Swarm Hosts against this kind of composition. We see this all the time against Charge Archon. To go Swarm Hosts against it. The reason for this is because this army is quite immobile. There's no Blink Stalkers. There's no limited Oracles. Limited Sky Toss. These Swarm Hosts, they can pop out, send out their Locust Wave, and pop back in. Like, they can just outposition the Protoss. The Nidus on the way. Locust Wave headed for the Mineral Line. We get the cannon, we get probes. Main army does pull back. But But again, the immobility here of Astrea's army is being abused. Now the Nidus Worm towards the left-hand side. These Phoenixes will help. It will help out. Nidus Worm is denied. Now the Nidus here in the center of the map. Our second Locust Wave is going to be delayed because of all the dead Nidus Worms though, so it's been a little bit rough here for Dark. He is maxed. He's got how many? 16 Swarm Hosts. Swarm Hosts pop out just as the army rocks up. Very nice catch here from Astrea. Forces out the Locust Wave. We do have to kite back though. We cannot engage, not head on. Bleeding out sentries. Bleeding out Immortals as well. Regardless, despite being forced to Locust Wave, this was a better trade for Dark. Takes down an Archon. Locust Wave runs out. Oh, and now Dark is in trouble. Dark bleeding out a lot of Roaches. And what's important is that Astrea's economy is left untouched. That's what's important right now. Ideally, these Swarm Hosts, they would be knocking down base after base, mineral line after mineral line. That has not happened. Not yet, as once again, Astrea, he gets eyes on another Nidus Worm. Very nicely done. Astrea is aware. And takes down the Swarm Host, does focus on the Nidus. Army rotates over. Locust Wave forced to unload, forced to engage. Gets an Archon. Gets an Archon. Dark rotating over towards the left. Another Swarm Host going down. Just really nice engagement here out of Astrea. I don't think Dark was really expecting this many Phoenixes. But it is helping Astrea so much when it comes to shutting down this army, shutting down the harass. The Nidus. And Nidus Worm is being cleaned up over and over again. Now Dark is working towards Lurkers, but the Lurker Den is still on the way. Still in production. See Dark rotating around. Now what's scary about this is that, again, because these Locust Waves have not been getting economic damage or even trading with the army, Astrea's almost maxed. Astrea's almost maxed out, and Astrea has the better army right now. Astrea soon to snowball out of control. At the same time, Locust Wave towards the natural. And we're pushing. Astrea, he's pushing in, and are there any Lurkers ready? The answer is no. 0 Lurkers in position. Lurker Den is not even done. And how do we stop this army? How do we stop Astrea? We need the Swarm Host back at home defensively. Ooh, Prism Force. Uh-oh. That's a rough decision here for Astrea. Do we keep pushing even without the War Prison to reinforce? Yeah, that was a big loss for Astrea. We are rallying across the map. Pushing into a massive amount of Hydras. No Storm. Pieces, they do help out. Hydras are going down. Here comes the Locust Wave. Yeah, just in time. And Astrea, this is a rough fight to take. Locusts are coming in. And we have to retreat. We have to get the hell out of here. Ooh, Astrea bleeding off so many units. He lost all of his Archons. Storm is finally done after the fight. Dark is remaxing. Astrea, he throws down a Stargate. Oh, looks like he's getting ready for potentially Sky Toss. He's thinking about it. Another Nidus. But this army now from Astrea, it's looking less intimidating. Yeah, it's a lot more vulnerable. Nice Storms. Nice Storms on the Hydras. We see Dark setting up for the surround. Does force the recall. Locust Wave is spotted. Fifth base being denied. He is going to be denied. I believe that was a cancel. Hydra's rotating over, catching the Cyber Core. Nice Storms. Storms are not bad. Hydra's are making their way to the mineral line, but they should be cleaned up. Not before getting a handful of probes. Not bad. Probes are going down. Dark rotates over towards the right. Now the Lurker Den is completed. Lurker upgrades are on the way. And Dark is just pulling Astrea apart. Going for the fourth. Catching some of these Phoenixes. 8 probes go down. And there's still no Fleet Beacon for Astrea. There's still no Sky Toss. Just trying to keep up with that ground army instead. Oh, the Locust Wave is coming in. We're going for the base, and we're going to get it. This time the base will fall. Finally! The Nexus goes down. The Robo gets depowered. And Astrea, he can't keep up. Not anymore. Ay, ay, ay. The army has potential, true. That's a lot of Immortals. That's 12 Immortals. 2 Archons and plenty of Storm. But we're ready. The Lurkers, they finished up. Earlier, there weren't any Lurkers. If you recall, earlier the push from Astrea was looking devastating. But he lost the Prism, he couldn't reinforce, and suddenly, Dark, he's holding. Just non-stop Locust Waves across the map. And as long as they're able to keep up with the rotation of Astrea, we should be fine. Dark, he's keeping up. Time and time again. Locust Wave towards the main. Lurkers in position, and the Ling Hydra just goes for a big counterattack, denying the next base, denying the 5th. Astrea just cannot expand. Goes for the recall. Recalling onto the Lurkers, though, on top of the Lurkers, and some of these Immortals go down. Oh my god, the spine shots are insane! And this was not the recall to take. Dark, he takes down, oh, so many Immortals, he even catches the High Templar as well. Brutal losses. And with the Locust Wave, we can clean everything up. GG gets called, and Dark will take game number 1. Whew. GG. A very chaotic game. It was back and forth. There were moments for both players, definitely. There were definitely moments for both Astrea and Dark. Dark was vulnerable before he had his Lurkers when the Nidus Swarms were being shut down time and time again, before the Nidus Swarms and before the Storm Host really got any damage done. But Astrea did miss his moment. He missed his timing. He tried to move out. He lost the War Prism. He couldn't reinforce. And yeah, he just could not keep pushing against the Hydra's Storm. If you remember, Storm finished after Astrea lost all of his Archons. It was a brutal anti-timing for Astrea. Did need those Storms to break through the Hydras. Without them, I just couldn't do much. And with that, GG. GG, well played. Dark takes a lead. Dark does take a lead in the series. And now we're getting into game 2. Getting into our second game. Let's go. Yes, as Doom is saying in the chat, Astrea played Zerg game 1 against Inexorable, then switched to Protoss. It's true, it's true. Recall needs to be instant. Kappa. As we're getting ready for that second game. Gonna be loading into Site Delta. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Site Delta, we have our American Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Team Virtus Pro. Down in the series, looking to bounce back, looking to force the ace match. It is Astrea. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player. The Red Zerg representing Talon Esports, leading the series 1-0. It is Dark. We go. Are going to be settling in. Dark looking to expand. Again, this time going for a hatch first. As a reminder, Dark did go for a 12 pool in the last game. It was a very chaotic game. There were so many layers and so many details and just different diverging paths in that last game that led into what it was, which was a beautiful game of StarCraft, game 1. But now, Hatch Gas pool, standard opener out of Dark. We're calming down. You know, we have the 12 pool out of our system. You know, we got it. We won with the game technically, true, despite the 12 pool not being ideal and the game being a little bit more back and forth. But we're calming things down and we're settling into a standard game for now. for now. If you're familiar with Dark, you would know that Dark is very chaotic. He's an animal, very chaotic and very willing to go all in, to go for Nidus-based all-ins, Roach timings, German taxis, willing to do anything under the sun. There is no shame for Dark, which is why we love him. He's beautiful, man. He's beautiful. Very chaotic. And actually, Astrea is quite similar, now that I think about it. Astrea is very similar in his approach to the game, in his approach to StarCraft. Likewise, willing to do anything as well. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. We'll see. As we are calming things down. Hatch gas pool out of Dark. We do have our standard setup as well from Astrea. Not going for the Nexus first like we saw previously. Last series, I mean. So we are going to be settling in. And Astrea is going to be going for a Stargate opener. Likewise, because of the standard build here from Dark, Astrea can settle into his game. Like, last game was just really chaotic and just a really weird setup going into the mid-game, just because of everything that had happened with the proxy hatchery, with the 12 pool, and all the nonsense. But now it's going to be a Stargate opener into a third. We'll see if Astrea embraces a Void Ray or an Oracle. We'll see where we go. We shall see. We shall see. Oh my god, as I assumed it was going to be a Void Ray or an Oracle, but no, it's option number 3. I didn't even know it was an option. Phoenix. I mean, we have seen Phoenix openers. I'm exaggerating a little bit. We have seen Phoenix openers in the past. It is an alternate way to shut down Overlords, as they are faster than Void Rays, so they can zoom across the map and hunt down Overlords as quickly as possible. We could coincide this Phoenix with additional Oracle production. What I mean by that is that the Phoenix can lift a Queen, and then the Oracles, they can wreak havoc in a mineral line. You can bring them together and get some extra damage done if you combine forces. As Astrea is looking for the Overlord and will eventually hunt it down. The first Overlord at least. First Overlord will fall. And now that we deny vision, now that we deny scouting, where do we go from here? We could go for a third into a fast Twilight Council into Glaver Depths. We could go for a second Stargate and a Fleet Beacon. Could go for a fast Blink without a Forge, or even with a Forge. Show us what you got. Oh, that's a fast lair. That's a 4-minute lair. Oh my god. And we scout. Okay. Big moment. Big moment here for both layers. So Astrea, he scouts the lair timing. Very fast lair here out of Dark. And what do you have for us? Is this for a Ling Queen Nidus all-in, or is this for something different? Are we rushing into Hydras to go into Ling Hydra? That's another viable option for Dark. I'm feeling one or the other. What do you have for us? The lair is halfway done. Lair is halfway done. Oracle's still being active. Again, Astrea, he's aware of the fast lair. Still trying to figure out what exactly it's going to be for. Lings are amassing. I'm feeling a Nidus. But we do usually take a second gas for that. Lings are still amassing. We're cutting workers here at 53. Sub 3 base saturation. That's a massive Overlord surge here from Dark. 6 Overlords on the way. Show us the Nidus Worm. What do you have for us? What do you got? There it is. Nidus is on the way. It's going to be a Ling Queen Nidus all in out of Dark. This is one of the many things that Dark is known for. He's going all in. And Astrea, he has a piece of the puzzle. He saw the lair timing. He knows that this is an option. This is a possibility. But it could still be, you know, Hydras. It could still be something quite different. Prism's on the way. Temple Archives as well. No SAG defense at the third, which is concerning. We need some SAG defense, baby. No shield battery in the main base either, or sorry, in the natural. Lings, they slip in. We get a full scout. It's going to be Charger Archon from Astrea. I don't think he's fully aware of what's going on. Nidus Worm is on the way. Lings they're flooding out. Flooding across the map. And again, 0 shield batteries. I'm a little bit in shock. No shield battery, no overcharge. Astrea, he's not ready. He's not ready for this whatsoever. Lings, they come in first around. The Archon doing well for itself. The juggling, not bad. Very nice juggling here from Astrea. But the queens have arrived. And that's 9 queens. 8 queens with the main army. Lings are here first around on the Nexus. Nexus is going to go down. There's no saving it. The queens are waddling forward. And now we drone. That's all we needed. Dark, he kills the third, he contains the Protoss to 2 bases, and now we can expand, we can drone up, we can take towards the roaches, we can take more gases. Dark, he's chilling. He's not just chilling, he's spreading creep across the map. With these tumors, we're spreading creep backwards from across the map, droning up happily. The damage was done, and Dark is content. And now Astrea has to make a rough choice. Do we go for a 2-base all-in? Do we just double down and go all in and just send it, papi? Or do we slowly expand, take another base, take our third? Yeah, Observer's on the way. And Dark, he's free to be greedy. Can be greedy. Another Ling counterattack is going to be threading the bases. Prism into the main. Lings out of position. Lings are racing back home. There's potential. They'll say dive on in. They get on top of the queens. One queen is going to be going down. The transfuse not good enough. We got a second queen as well. Very nice pickoffs. Very nice damage dealt. At the same time, Astrea, he does move out. Is expanding, is taking a third, but this move out should shut down this base. The hatchery will fall. Dark getting pulled apart. Another massive warp into the main base. The queens are under fire. The mineral line as well. The hatchery goes down, and so are the queens. We have limited transfuse, and it's just not enough. At the same time, Dark, he wants to deny the third. He does. Oh, he gets in! No! He shuts down the Immortal. He gets into the natural base. Probes are going down. We force a recall. Ay, ay, ay. 12 probe kills. 13! At the same time, we hit the third. Oh, things are looking so good for Astrea. Things are looking amazing, but he gets us around. And that should be a kill. That should be a cancel on the Nexus. Not like this. It's close. Oh my god, it's so close. We save it. We barely do save it. At the same time, Roach is okay. We have to calm down. We have to pull back. Dark overextending a little bit here. We don't want to engage with the Immortals. We don't want to engage. We have to back up. We have to retreat for a moment, consolidating our army. More Roaches are amassing. We save the third somehow, some way. The third is alive, but not up and running. And Astrea is going for his own counter attack. Astrea, he defends. His economy is crippled. True. But he's pushing. He's pushing out. What do we have? We have 6 Archons. We only have 1 Immortal. The downside is, if you remember, we lost an Immortal earlier. Lynx once again. Oh, sorry, Roaches once again. Looking to knock down the base. But can Dark survive? Can he hold? Solid force fields. Ravagers do morph in. Ravagers, they barely morph in time. Zealots are going down. They're getting picked up one after the other. The Archons are struggling. Yeah, with only 1 Immortal, I don't think we have enough. The Stasis does catch some of these Roaches. Boys are being pulled. The boys are pulled. Archons are falling one after the other. There's 4 Archons left. The juggling is nice, but with reinforcements, I believe Dark should have enough. He does bleed out 12 workers. 12 drones go down. Oh my god, the juggling! We're taking down Roaches. Roach after Roach going down. But the Stasis runs out and it looks like we have defended. We clean up the army. The third base was killed. Astrea, 2 base all in. He's still 2 base all in, but he did retain the Immortal. Again, because of the juggling, we retain the Immortals. The Immortals, they do pack quite a punch. We can keep pushing. On the Biles. Oh! Biles, they shut down the Stasis. Pushing on forward. Biles almost take down the Prism as well. Oracle's going to be going down. The force fields are very nice. I mean, we clean up so many Roaches here. Beautiful force fields. But time is working against Astrea. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Dark. As he's building up more Ravager. And if he can force this army back, he can get himself with the Prism. Speaking of, yeah, the Prism has 1 siege. Biles, ooh, will connect. We get an Immortal. We do pick up an Immortal. But another Immortal has arrived. Still a very close fight. The Biles. Oh, bit of friendly fire. They take down the Observer. Army gets forced back. Dark, his own economy is not ideal either. Bear that in mind. Only 45 drones. This is still very close. Still very close between these 2 players. Biles, once again, they shut down the Stasis. Another Queen falls. Once again, the force fields. We do pick up some of these Roaches. Roaches and Queens. Roaches and Queens going down the Prism. Ooh, saves the Immortal. Avoids the Biles. More Roaches falling. We're running out of Roaches. Running out of support for the Ravagers. Ah, but we pick off an Immortal. Massive pick off. Immortal goes down. Astrea is expanding back at home, trying to get a third base up and running, trying to expand, trying to have an economy. Dark has yet to take his own base. Force Fields catch Ravagers. Very nicely done. 2 Ravagers go down. Down to 3 Ravagers. But Dark still has 11 more Roaches on the way. Sentries are going down one after the other. Expensive losses here for Astrea. Losses he cannot afford. And we've held. We have now held. We reset the sentry count completely. And there's almost nothing left for Astrea. There's almost nothing left. We have a handful of gateway units. The Immortal Archon race back home. Queen does go down. But now Dark can drone. Now Dark is droning. Astrea, he has his own third base up and running. Okay, we're still in this economically. Actually, with this third base getting up and running, I would say that Astrea has the economic lead. Astrea has the economy. Meanwhile, Dark has... Oh, God, the Prism! No! One more. Doesn't go down. The Prism escapes. Swarm Host on the way. Interesting. So, Dark has the army. You know, Astrea has the economy. Dark has the army with 7 Swarm Hosts. We have potential. We have potential to get quite a lot of damage done. I do still give the edge to Dark for the time being. But if Astrea is able to settle into his 3-base economy, if he's able to saturate these gases and stabilize, then Astrea will have the lead. There's still just a lot of potential with this Swarm Host timing. Number 7 Swarm Hosts in total. Soon to be 8. It's just a really good way to work with a low eco, because Swarm Hosts give you free units, so you can just gain value over time. But only 4 Swarm Hosts for the time being. Locust Wave not ideal. Trading with the main army. We're hoping to get some economic damage done. The Swarm Hosts are revealed. And they don't get much done initially. Force the pull back. Astrea moving out. Bold move here by Astrea. Very bold move. Oh, I don't think he wants to fight this head on. With how many with 14 Swarm, soon to be 18 Swarm Hosts. We don't want to fight this. Uh-oh. Here comes the Locust Wave. The army getting baited out. The Locust Wave comes in. We take down 1 Archon. We take down an Immortal. And a 2nd Archon as well. Yeah, this was a big overextension from Astrea. Bleeding out a lot. Getting another Immortal. Meanwhile, in the main base, Zealot Warpin does get in. Massive Warpin. The main base is going to fall. This is nice damage, but is this worth losing how much? 2 Immortals and 2 Archons. Like, these are expensive units for Astrea. Very expensive. Considering the game state, considering our economy right now, and here comes our next Locust Wave. And whether we go for the army or the base itself, value here for Dark. Then we get another Archon. Putting out some Roaches. Going for the 3rd. And the main army zoned away. Yeah, Astrea, he just cannot protect his 3rd base. It's not going to happen. We take down the shield battery. We take down the site defense. The Archons, the probes, everything. And how can Astrea engage? He just can't. He can't engage at the same time. Another Zealot warping across the map. 17 probes go down. 17 probe kills. The Zealots are being cleaned up. And it looks like Dark has done it. Dark, he's maxing out. He's still on 46 probes. The Prism falls. Like, Dark is on 2-base economy, but, I mean, he has an overwhelming army at this point, building up those Swarm Hosts to critical mass. Takes down the Cybercore. There is a hidden base towards the north, but we cannot get there. We cannot saturate. Astrea, he's getting pulled apart. And we're looking to make it to the finals. Like, Dark, he's looking to take this series and keep on going. Astrea had his moments. Things were looking quite close between Astrea and Dark in this game. But, I mean, it was a really rough start for Astrea. If you remember, right, like he didn't quite read the Lin Queen Nidus all in, so he lost the 3rd base immediately. He was contained for a long time. And here we go, pushing towards the natural. the final mining base of Astrea. I mean, we did recall towards the north, so I guess we have a ninja base. Immortals going for a counterattack. We have a Locust to defend. Yeah, the Locust wave comes in. The Immortals that, you know, microing their hearts out, but alas, there's just an overwhelming swarm of Zerg. Dark, he collapses on the army. GG gets called, and Dark will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Dark as he does take the series at 2-0. Again, a chaotic game. He was stuck on 46 workers, but he was able to build up and accumulate that swarm host count with just hyper efficiency, trading free units, taking down bases, catching immortals, catching archons, whatever he could, and eventually almost maxing out, even getting up to 180 supply towards the end. GG, well played. Congratulations to Dark. My condolences to Astrea, but Astrea did well. He did well making it to the semifinals here. It is not easy to make a deep run in these tournaments. Did take down some big names, and Astrea does bow out, but made it to the semis, so I'm sure not too upset with this performance. Bearing in mind, going down to Dark of all players, Dark is the best Zerg player in all of South Korea, one of the best Zergs in the world, so going down to Dark is, there's no shame in that. No shame in that whatsoever. GG, well played. I'm sure we'll be seeing more of Astrea in the coming weeks, and Dark will make it to the finals. Let's get ready for it. Let's get ready for those finals.